In a scorched, post-apocalyptic Australia, a hidden paradise still thrives, the green place of many mothers, an oasis tended by an all-female tribe, the Vuvalini. Among them is young Furiosa, just a child when she's violently torn from this utopia. While foraging near the edge of their territory, she is ambushed and kidnapped by raiders, members of a brutal biker horde led by the warlord Dementus. Her mother, a fierce and resilient rider, gives chase across the desert. We see a desperate pursuit through the wasteland's broken terrain. Thunderous sandstorms, heat mirages, skeletons of forgotten cities. When Furiosa's mother finally catches up, she fights through enemy lines with animalistic determination. But the odds are overwhelming, and Furiosa can only watch, helpless, as her mother is cut down in front of her. Her cries echo over the wasteland, but chains silence them. Dementus keeps Furiosa alive, not out of kindness but curiosity. He parades her as a symbol, calling her Little Seed, as if she were a pet or possession. Furiosa, even as a child, doesn't break. She observes. She memorizes faces, weapons, routes, maps. She hides her pain beneath a cold mask. Dementus, flamboyant and chaotic, begins waging war on rival wasteland factions, desiring not just survival but dominion. He sets his sights on Immortan Joe, the tyrant of the Citadel. Joe is a mythic figure, worshipped by his war boys, who chant his name and die for his glory. Joe controls the water. He controls breeding. He controls hope itself. Furiosa becomes a pawn in this struggle. During negotiations between Dementus and Joe, she's handed over as part of a bartered truce. Immortan Joe doesn't know her past, just that she's a healthy young girl, suitable for future breeding. She's hidden in the vaulted chamber of the wives, locked in a harem designed only to bear children. These women are stripped of names and freedoms, marked by ritual and routine. But Furiosa is no victim. She escapes, climbing through vents and crawling through machinery to vanish from Joe's reach. With cunning, she disguises herself, cutting her hair and stealing mechanic clothing. She hides in plain sight, eventually joining the Citadel's mechanic crew. Years pass. Now an adult, Furiosa lives under the radar, silent, deadly, and increasingly skilled. She earns a place working on the war rig convoys under the guidance of Praetorian Jack, a respected driver and warrior in Joe's hierarchy. He trains her, unaware of her identity. The two bond, not romantically, but with deep mutual trust. Their job is to escort fuel and bullets between the Citadel, Gastown, and the Bullet Farm. These outposts form the heart of Wasteland society. Gastown is industrial and explosive, Bullet Farm militarized and cruel. The convoys that connect them are dangerous, always under threat from rogue raiders, or Dementus's gang, still growing in numbers and hunger. On one run, Furiosa and Jack encounter a violent ambush. Explosions light up the sand as bikes and war vehicles slam into the convoy. In the chaos, Furiosa is forced to fight back, revealing her warrior instincts. Jack realizes she is far more than she appears. Later, she confesses her true identity, her origins, her mother, and her longing to return to the green place. Jack doesn't betray her. He honors her resolve and becomes her ally. Meanwhile, Dementus consolidates power. He's taken control of Gastown through brute force and twisted charisma. He presents himself as a liberator, but his reign is no less violent than Joe's. His followers are fanatical, chanting slogans and mutilating their enemies. He begins closing in on the Citadel's routes, cutting off supply chains. War is brewing again. Furiosa, now deep in Joe's inner circle, watches the empire teeter. She's not here to serve. It's all part of a slow, deliberate plan. Every mission, every convoy, every map she studies is part of her preparation. Her objective is clear: to survive, to escape, and to someday reclaim her stolen life. Joe, growing suspicious of loyalty among his ranks, begins tightening his grip. The wives are further locked down. His war boys are sent to Gastown in larger numbers. But it's too late. Tension is everywhere. The wasteland is about to explode. In the third act before the climax, Furiosa and Jack attempt a high-stakes maneuver, a dangerous cross-territory run that puts them face-to-face with Dementus' horde once more. As the war rig barrels across the cracked desert, chased by spikes, bombs, and fire breathers, Furiosa fights like a machine. Jack drives with mad precision. The confrontation leaves devastation across the sand. And from this chaos rises Furiosa's final transformation. She's no longer the girl who was taken. She's something more, an agent of vengeance, forged in grief, steel, and gasoline. Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga, is George Miller's return to the wild beauty of the Wasteland, and he doesn't disappoint. This isn't just an action film. It's a character study wrapped in diesel-fueled carnage. It's the long-awaited origin of one of the most iconic women in cinema. Anya Taylor-Joy, as Furiosa, is masterful. She speaks little, but every glare, every motion, burns with meaning. She carries the trauma, rage, and hope of the character with stunning precision. Alila Brown, who plays the young Furiosa, is equally powerful, haunted, and fierce in her own right. Chris Hemsworth's Dementus is a standout. Gone is the heroic charm. He's feral, eccentric, a mad philosopher king with a god complex. He's not just evil, he's tragic, unpredictable, and disturbingly human beneath all the showmanship. The action scenes are breathtaking, practical effects, real stunts, brutal physics. But it's not just style, it's emotional. Every chase and explosion is backed by stakes. You feel the grit, the metal, the mortality. What's remarkable is how the film gives space for reflection. Between storms and flames are quiet moments, sunsets over rusting machines, desert winds whispering through the bones of the old world. Miller builds mythology while grounding us in Furiosa's eyes. The movie dives deep into themes of captivity, identity, revenge, and resilience. We watch Furiosa evolve from prey to predator, from daughter to war machine. She loses everything, but becomes unstoppable. And though we stop before the climax, just know what comes next is both savage and poetic. The final chapters of Furiosa's journey redefine who she is and set the stage for the world of Fury Road.